Hello, Fast and Furious fans that also like cartoon cars. We got the Choro-Q version of the R34 from one of the Fast and Furious movies. This car actually auctioned off for $1.4 million according to carscoops.com. So, it's a cool car and all. Yeah, anyways. Let's see when Takara Tomy put this thing out. Is there a date here? Oh, this says Fast X. Was this in Fast and Furious 10? Ah, boy, now I gotta search for that. Well, it turns out it was at the ending of Fast and Furious 9. See, I was gonna comment on the wheels, but these wheels are accurate to an earlier movie. This is when, sadly, this is after Paul Walker passed away, so I don't know what they're planning to do there. Are they gonna bring him back through CGI? I don't know. I find that kind of weird and disrespectful in a way. Well, anyways, these wheels, as blurred as they are, they kind of look, I think, more like the Choro-Q ones. Let me zoom in here. They don't look like thin multi-spokes as you see on this image over here. So, but it still has a silver lip. They're all driving modified cars, of course. Alright, anyways, let's close those windows out. They're kind of distracting. Let's get back to the toy at hand. Let's see, so R34, I'm looking for a date. When did this toy come out? And if you put a coin in the back, it'll do a wheelie, but I never play with these. So it came out in 2023, that's what that means. It is approved by Universal and Nissan. Okay. So let's open this up. I have the orange Supra from this series, and there's a Gallardo. I don't recall ever seeing a gold Gallardo in the movie, but I guess it must have been there. Okay, well, it's nice to have that little plastic bag. Keeps the cardboard from scratching it all up. And so these are running like Volk Racing TE37s, but they don't have the silver lip. But I guess it's still better than the multi-spokes that we saw in the earlier car picture. So I guess this is more accurate. Oh boy, I don't like these flat slab-sided tires. They don't look realistic. The earlier Choro-Q tires are better because they're rounded. I don't know why they would choose to do tires like this. It's very strange. The front has a little concave forming to it. And it's also, pretty high stance because it is a toy. So you're supposed to wind them up and let them roll off at a pretty high speed. The body is a nice metallic blue, and it's not a shiny blue either. It's like a matte finish blue. So that's interesting. Well, I guess while we're up here, this little hood scoop or hood relief looks like what was in that photograph, so that's cool. There's also a logo in the grille, and it does seem to be legible from what I can tell so far. Yeah, see, silver GT and the red R. And it's, yeah, decent enough. I almost feel like the grille patterns are different. A little recess here. You would think there'd be orange paint there, though, for the turn signals. And also, there's no black paint in those vents. And then just plain silver for the headlights. So I kind of feel like some more paint apps would have been great. So a little outlet there. And then, I guess a little side skirt. Boy, what happened to this wheel? It got crushed or something. So that's a shame. That wheel is all messed up. That is not good. Oh my goodness, look at what happened to this thing. That axle is messed. How did that get through quality control? Choro-Qs usually have very good quality control. This might be only like the second time maybe I've had a problem from this brand. But boy, that's reminding me of like an M2 machines or something. I apologize for all the lint and cat hair. What to do? I'm debating 3D printing my own wheels now, but I don't know. We'll have to see at the end what happens. Door recess there is nice. Window molding painted black is nice, and there's recessed windows there. Fuel filler seems good enough. This wing is interesting. It has a little recess there. It's nice that the taillights are painted, not the third brake light. They got blue under the wing. The wing is a separate piece. It seems crooked. Sadly, there's no silver paint for the exhaust pipe. That would have been nice to have. And then we have a tampo print, I think, maybe, of what this car is. So that at least that's good. It's not going to peel off like a sticker. Old Choro-Qs had stickers. The window is awfully clear. You know, I kind of wish it was darker, like most Choro-Qs, so you don't see that big motor in there. It is interesting they took the effort to put this gunmetal color on the wing. I think I'd rather have it on the turn signals and the vents up front, but oh well. So, boy, yeah, that's a shame. Anyways, there's a production dial like the ChoroQ Zeros have. 23, March 23 is what that's saying. And it's got approval there. Okay, well, I'm gonna just leave it alone for now. Maybe at the end I'll edit in new wheels. So let's take a look at a few other cars here. So I have another Choro-Q of a blue R34, but clearly it doesn't have the modified hood. I have some Hot Wheels or some sort of plastic wheels on this thing with some putty. This is definitely just better, I think. the taillights are painted better. It's got clear headlights. It's got side mirrors. It's a superior product. It also, I think, has an opening hood, but I don't really care about that. So these guys are just cashing in on Fast and Furious, but not actually putting out a good product. So that's unfortunate. Someone loved Fast and Furious enough to take this free Wanda, I think it's maybe it's a Suntory Boss free promo, and then the person painted it like one of those Fast and Furious things. Granted, this used to be a police car originally, so anyways, it's great. It's cool that someone did that, and I was able to find it by just pure luck. Alright, so let's see what else we have. So we have Hot Wheels, Dom's Charger. I 3D printed my own Krager Daisy wheels on that one. And then we have the Fast and Furious Supra, and again I 3D printed my own wheels that were inspired by whatever was on the movie car. And then we actually have the Choro-Q of that Supra, and it comes with the wheels already molded that way, specific, to the movie car. So it's nice that they did that. And this has tons of paint apps going on, right? So I don't know why. It's possible I added the black in these vents, but look at all that stuff. So I feel like they did a much better job on the Supra than the GTR. They just kind of weren't trying there. So it'd be cool, really, I think, if obviously ChoroQ made some more with better effort, because like the taillights is just superior on that. But I also feel like it would be cool if Mattel and Hot Wheels made more Fast and Furious tuned things. Like in particular, I'm thinking Suki's pink S2000 would be a really funky car to have such a high roof line. So that would be interesting. What other cars can you think of from the movie would translate funnily into cartoon form? They're going to definitely look goofy, but that's the whole purpose of these things. They're supposed to look funny. And that's generally what they do look like. Unfortunately, this one just isn't up to par. Even if it didn't have a totally messed up axle and wheel, it's just so gappy looking and lacking so much paint, and then seeing that white motor through the canopy just looks odd. So it did drive me nuts having those whacked out wheels. So this is a paused part of the ending of Fast 9, and you can see it's got deep dish, bronze center, raised TE37s, and what looks like some gold or yellow calipers, and then the chrome lip. So that's pretty much what I made here. This is my first set of wheels that are actually two-piece. So the chrome part being a separate piece, I could paint that all silver and paint the bronze separately, and then I pushed it both into the tire. The tire was 3D printed as well, because it just looked way too gappy, with the stock tires. So these are proportionally the same wheel. Yeah, so hopefully you can see if I get in a little bit there. Those are the step lines, those ridges of my 3D printer. It's not a really good 3D printer. And then I have the calipers with yellow and some cross drilling. So, alright, I guess that's good enough. And I use putty, so I can have them steering and a little bit of camber in the rear tires. Alright, well, anyways, I guess maybe sometimes having defects makes me have better toys. It's just it took many hours to actually do all this. So I'd rather I didn't have to do that, but it definitely looks more like the movie car. So thank you for checking this out. We'll see you the next time we do a Choro-Q.